on the mic, turn on the mic. Okay, we got it. Good evening, everybody. Hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, a great holiday. Um, yeah, it was pretty interesting to be here. I actually was planning on venturing out, but I ended up staying here in Las Vegas. So, for specific reasons that I don't want to get into right now. But anyway, um, how is everybody tonight? Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday evening. So let's get to it. Let's see who is here. Hello, Miss Denise. And Donna Hoskin is saying hello, hello, hey, hey, hey. We got Debbie Ott here. Hello, Debbie. And Diane Watson is saying happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you too, Diane. Suzanne Taylor is waving hello. Hello, Suzanne. Diane Wilson is here. Hello, Diane. The other Diane. Kim Burris. Hey, Kim. And Miss Jilly Poppy is here from Colorado. Hello, Jilly. Lori Clark is saying here. She's saying be right back. Pup time. Okay. Potty time. Let's see. Hello, Miss Remo J. And she is reminding everybody to thumbs up and you want to be disappointed. Okay, wait, what? Crafters, thumbs up, subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. You won't be disappointed. Okay, thank you, Remo. Mary Jane Ellinger is here. Hello, Mary Jane. We got the Irish Cell Lady here. Hello, hello. And hey, Miss Mona did what? How you doing, girl? Janice Miller's here. Hello, Janice. And Linda Fugate is here. Hello, Linda. And Denise Soapatch 33. Hello, hello. She's waving hello to everybody. Debbie Ott is saying, is anyone else getting a spinning circle? Let me check on my end. Is here. Hello, Linda. Okay, on my end, it is coming through a little bit delayed. Hello, hello. She's waving hello to everybody. We've been getting some very weird weather, which has also been kind of playing havoc on the internet. So I did see that the service van was actually outside, probably fixing something. Hello, Linda. On my end, it is coming through a little bit delayed. Hello, hello. She's waving hello to everybody. Denise says rent is paid. Well, thank you, Denise. Some very weird weather, which is also Suzanne Taylor says no, it's all good here. Okay, thank you, Suzanne. Hello, Miss. Hello, Miss Kevmer. That's Mary. I hate math. That's probably why I cut blocks wrong. Oh, I think we all can identify with that, Mary. Suzanne Taylor says, no, it's all good here. Okay, let's have those numbers match. Stop lurking. Hello, Miss. Oh, thank you, Miss Remo J. Jilly Poppy says, no spinning circles here. Okay, thank you, Jilly. Oh, I think we all can identify with that, Mary. Spinning circle or don't see or hear. Okay. Anybody else having audio problems or video problems? I think it's kind of going intermittently out, in and out, but it should be okay because I can actually see it on my computer, which is usually if I see it on my computer, then it's anybody else having audio problems or video problems? It seems to be okay on my end. Kind of going intermittently out, in and out, but it should be okay. I'm gonna go back. I can actually see it. Found out today I have sinus infection, but got meds for it, so hopefully it goes away soon. Well, that's good news, Kim. At least you found out about it, and now you're getting treatment for it. Hello, Miss Joyce. Seems to be okay on my end.
Kind of going intermittently out in and out, but it should be
And
okay.
Kimber says the best part of her Thanksgiving was spending time with family. Worst part, I ate too much.
Hopefully it goes away soon. Well, that's good.
You know,
Usually if I see it
what
on
I
TV,
had
you
for,
find out about it.
well, again, I was just spending Thanksgiving
Hello,
by
Miss
myself.
Joyce.
So the thing that I actually cooked for myself was just lasagna.
And Kimber says the best part.
Figured just buy frozen lasagna, throw it in the oven, one and done.
Too much.
Oh, and that was good enough for me. You know, at least it was
What
a
I
turkey
had
lasagna.
found out about it.
Well, again, I was just spending Thanksgiving
Hello,
by
Miss
myself.
Joyce.
The blocks are pretty
The thing that
behind you,
I
Eric. Well,
actually
thank you, Mary.
cooked
For myself was just lasagna.
And Kimber says the best part.
Figured
of
just buy
Debbie,
frozen
try
lasagna,
and
throw it in the
refresh your
oven,
screen.
one and done.
Too much.
Oh, and that was good enough for me.
You know,
At least it was
what
a
I
turkey
had
lasagna.
for-
Well, again, I was just spending.
Okay, so
let's see.
Thank you, Mary.
What is tonight's block?
Debbie, try and refresh your
Get
screen.
this one ready. Okay, so
You know,
here's the block. Now it looks fairly simple
Okay,
and fairly
so
straightforward because it's just squares.
Mary.
Well, basically
What
it's just
is
squares.
tonight's block?
The tricky part is it's on point.
Debbie, try and refresh your screen.
Okay, if you don't know what on point means, well,
You know,
this is how you normally
fairly
would
simple
lay out a
and
quilt.
fairly straightforward
You have your
because it's
squares
just
and then you just
squares.
lay them out on rows.
basically,
But
what is
when you turn them
part is it's on point.
so that the squares go
If you don't know what
diagonally,
on point means,
that's on.
well,
That's what we call on point.
This
Now,
is
the way
how
I
you
have the
normally-
blocks laid out
normally
behind me,
would lay out a
that's
quilt.
technically
You have
on
your
point
squares
because
and you
it's not
lay them out
straight,
on rows.
it's
but
diagonal. When you turn them,
part is
okay,
it's on point.
so that when you
the
do
squares
an
go
on
down.
point, whether it's a block
That's
with
on-
squares
that's what
like
we
this
call
or
on
if it's
point.
a
is
whole quilt,
the way I have the
there's a different
blocks laid
set
out
of measurements that
behind
you
me.
have to kind of
That's
consider
technically
because,
on point, because
well,
it's not.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
But
Let me switch back
when
to
you
this
turn
camera.
them,
Okay.
Take
This when you do
right here
an on point, whether it's a block,
I have a block
with
here,
squares
and a
like
block
this,
here,
or if it's
oh,
a
block
whole
here,
quilt,
block here.
there's a different.
I gotta fill this
set
in
of
with
measurements
something.
that you have to kind
So
of
to
consider
calculate
because that
well,
area or what's I need to put in a triangle basically, or cut some kind of a triangle.
When you do an on point, whether it's a block,
So
block
with
here,
squares
a
like
block
this,
here,
or if it's
block here, block
it's a
here.
little
There's
tricky to
different-
kind of
I gotta
figure
fill
that
this
out.
in with something.
And so this particular block gave me
that
a
area,
huge
or what's-
challenge simply because
put in a
whoops,
triangle,
camera.
basically, or cut some kind of a
because it is on point and because it needs to be a certain size in order to fit the quilt behind. Yeah, it was a challenge to actually figure out what size square I need for all of these. Now, I could have actually just downloaded the template, and the template would have been fine.
It is on point,
In which,
because it
I mean,
needs
if
to
worst
be a
case
certain
scenario,
size
that's
in order to
probably what I
fit
would have
the
done.
quilt behind.
But wanted to challenge myself to kind of figure out what size this square is. Now, here's what I know.
could have actually just downloaded
The diagonal of these squares has to finish at 2 inches. That's because there's 3 of them. This, the whole block, I know is a 6-inch square. So with the 3 there, I know the diagonal has to be 2.
Here's what I know.
But just because the diagonal of these squares is 2 inches, people are saying I have an echo. That's because there's 3 of them. This. Okay, is that better? Oh, I see why. Sorry. I hope that's better. Yeah, I did have 2. Nope, not the phone. It was some other speaker that I don't know. Is that better? Is the headphones in? Oh, not. Okay. Okay. So, what was I saying? Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. Okay. So, on point blocks. Okay, when you have a block that's set on point like this, where normally you would just sew your blocks straight in a row like that. But once you turn it, this is what we call, or in the quilting world, this is what we call on point. It gives the quilt a very, very different look, and it makes it, I don't know, in my opinion, it makes it a little bit more interesting. The problem with this, though, is you have a block here, you have a block here. You got to fill in this spot here with some kind of a size or some kind of triangle. So what size triangle do you cut? Okay. And with this particular block, I had a bit of a challenge because I knew that each of these squares, the diagonal of the squares, has to finish or has to measure and finish 2 inches. But just because the diagonal is 2 inches, that does not mean the square on all 4 of the sides equals 2 inches. It's actually a very, very weird measurement, one that we don't usually use, or we kind of use, but kind of one that you don't want to cut. Let me put it that way. So I gave it a shot, and yes, I do know that these squares are not scrappy like the one in the example, but I wanted to just actually use this combination of fabrics. So I gave it a couple shots. This one I think was my first attempt, and although the block looks okay, when I actually measure it, the unfinished size needs to be 6.5, or yeah, 6.5. I was a whole inch over. Now, you could probably tell me, oh yeah, you can just kind of trim down the sides, but a whole inch, that's quite big. So when I took out my ruler and I measured this diagonal here, yeah, it's a little bit, almost 1/8 of an inch larger than 2 inches. So 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, that's almost 1/2 inch. Okay. Okay, so tried it again, made some adjustments and tried it again. And still, the second one was just shy again of 7 inches. So I didn't adjust it out correctly. And then when I measured the diagonal, it's a little closer to the actual 2-inch size. Eventually what I ended up doing was just I just took a scrap piece of fabric and just kind of played around with it and marked it and pretended. Let me grab. Okay, so I just basically took a scrap piece of fabric, marked a 1/4 inch, just like this. 1/4 inch there. Took the other side of it, 1/4 inch there. So if I were to sew this, or sew a piece of fabric here, sew a piece of fabric there, then I just took the ruler, marked where the 2-inch line is. Then from there, marked another 1/4 inch and another 1/4 inch. That's how eventually I figured out what the size square I need to cut for these on point squares. Okay. Some people still having audio. Okay. Okay, so here's my question, and here's the question I'm actually going to challenge people with. Let's see if anybody can actually get this correct. So, and there's a little bit of an incentive for you to actually take a guess at this because, let's see, is this going to work? Exclamation. Let's see if it does. Giveaway. So let's have a little bit of a contest here. So these squares were cut to a certain size. Now remember, these are the squares that I'm gonna be putting on point in this block, and I hope this comes out. The square has to finish with a diagonal of 2 inches. So what size square did I eventually cut out? That is my question that I'm gonna pose to everybody. Okay, wow, we got a guess already. Suzanne says 1 7/8. Hello, Miss Jackie. Okay, let's see what other guesses, or if there are any other guesses. Okay, let me put this to the side. Okay, so let me just lay out the blocks, because that is the other part too. Putting anything on point, it's a little bit tricky to actually get, or it's not sewn in your usual customary way. And I forgot to cut the other parts of the blocks. Oh, there's the other one. Kelly Quilts and Cruises says, I was making ornaments today from Finnish cross-stitch projects. Wow. Okay, let me cut the other squares, because I forgot to cut those. Pull out 2 more. Carissa Renninger says 1 3/4. Okay. Ooh, darn. Forgot about that. Diane Watson says 1 3/4. Okay, so if you missed it, if you type in exclamation giveaway, there is a question related to the giveaway. And that question is, in order to get a finished size square that is set on point with the diagonal, again, finished size of the diagonal is 2 inches, what size square do you cut from your fabric? Linda, okay, Linda was smart. She kind of Googled it. She says 1.412, 4142. So do I do a 1.5 to trim? Think about this though. Okay. Well, even if you cut it, or even if you do cut it to 1.5, how do you trim it? Because again, the finished size of the diagonal has to be 2 inches. So if you want to trim it, guess what? The only way you can trim it is to actually cut it to 1.4142. So this is not like a half square triangle where you can kind of sew the pieces together and then trim it down, because once you get these side pieces or these other whatever side pieces there are, not so easy to trim down. I hope that makes sense. But Linda, I did the exact same thing as you did and came out with the same answer, and I was like, what the heck does that? That's not even a measurement on your ruler. Okay, Melina says Google said 2.8. Oh, that was enough. Okay, so I don't need another one. Okay, keep guessing, guys. Let me move this. Yeah, this was a good challenge to do. Oh, would help to, there we go. It was a good challenge for me to try and figure this out because, well, it wasn't so easy to calculate. I mean, technically I know how to calculate it. I mean, it's the old Pythagorean theorem, if you paid it, because I paid attention in geometry class. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. But problem that I had was c squared is not a nice number to try and figure out. So yeah. But kind of thought that, well, there has to be some kind of mathematical formula or some kind of Quilter's math formula that can help us figure out that type of thing, because when you need a block to finish a certain size diagonally, I mean, gosh, somebody must have figured that out, I would have thought. Let's see. Tiffany has a great formula for it. I should ask her if she does have a method of doing it. Hello, Katie. That's the Green Line Quilter. Even thinking on that make my brain hurt. I don't like math. Kim? Well, you should have seen, because there was some very colorful words last night when I was trying to figure that out. Oh, sorry. Let me switch to. Oh, that is the door. Okay, let me tilt the camera there. Okay. So in looking at this block, I mean, I thought, oh, this is gonna be easy. I already knew what the size of the diagonal was, but then I made that colossal mistake of thinking that the diagonal is the same size as the four sides of the square, in which, yeah, I learned that the hard way that it's not. Then I felt stupid because, of course, Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So, and I was feeling a little stupid. I will admit. Okay, so this one is that. This one is here, I believe. This one goes here. Then I can sew these two. Okay, and if you're not used to sewing quilts or blocks on point, it can get very confusing. So this is one where you do kind of have to have some kind of methodical way of knowing what block to sew to what. And then notice that on this, like normally, a lot of times if I'm speeding through, I will pick up random blocks and just kind of sew it as long as it's within the general column or whatever I'm trying to sew. But notice that I am putting the pieces back because it's very easy when you sew something on point to get it all mixed up. And it's blocks like these where I usually like to have like, because I don't have a thread cutter on this machine, something to chain stitch in, a leader and ender project or just a scrap piece of fabric. Okay, then I can sew this one on to here. And this one was right there. Also this here. Hey, Janice Vanderstack. Hello, hello. Okay, let's see. Kimber says, trust me, if I had to think about that, I'd be calling my friend who has an engineering degree. He always helps me with quilting math. Oh, Kim, you got a good friend there. Does anyone know a Patsy Porter? No, I don't know who she is. She went on Amazon last night. Tom and Blaze's wish list wish need list and bought a whole bunch of things and had them sent to them. Well, that's very nice of her. Patsy Porter. Nope, don't know that name. Sorry, Katie. Hopefully somebody in here does. Hello, Miss Candice. And hello, Miss Laura Sup. Okay, what am I sewing? These two. Okay, so for those of you who just kind of came in, if you type in exclamation giveaway, there's a question on there. And that question is, notice that I'm sewing these blocks on point. If I need a 2-inch finish diagonal on this square, what size do I cut the square? It is not 2 inches, I'll tell you that. Okay, I will say this. I think somebody actually got the answer correct. I won't reveal who just yet because I want to see if anybody else catches it. And she might actually know the calculation because she's probably done it before. This one goes on here. No, this was part of that. No, wait. Okay, hold on. Let me take this off. So this is the third row. Yep, so that's this one. So this one is in fact on here. Okay, Mary says 2.5. Katie says 2.5. Or she changed her mind now. 1 3/4. Okay. 2 3/8. Okay. Okay, think about this, guys. Because for those of you saying these different numbers, remember that the diagonal of a square is actually longer than the sides and the top. So if I'm trying to finish at 2 inches on the diagonal, just think about that. That's a big hint, actually. Okay, now to cut my 4 corners. Oh wow, Laura Sup says her husband, this is the 3rd joint replacement for him in the last 1.5 years. Ouch. Oh boy. Well, hope it goes well for him, Laura. He's almost bionic. Wow. But that's kind of no joke. I mean, that's not really a laughing matter. Sorry. there, and last corner is there. So now to sew on my corners. And kind of straighten up there. Okay, so I'm going to sew this corner on. Then I will take this one, sew this corner. Four and a half. 4.5, okay. Is it working? Okay, typing in exclamation giveaway doesn't enter you into the giveaway. The giveaway is you got to answer the question. Let me make that clear. I don't know if that is... Okay, so if you type in exclamation giveaway, that's only going to give you the question. It doesn't actually enter you into the giveaway. Bye, Kelly. Thanks for stopping by, even if it was a quick chat. Which way am I folding this? No, I'm pressing those out. Okay, let's see. Whoops. Camera went out. Camera went out. Sorry about that. I was actually looking on Black Friday on Amazon for camera deals to see if there were any kind of cameras and any kind of camera equipment I could pick up for a relatively cheap price. Nothing good, to say the least. Yeah. Or nothing that I was interested, I should say. Okay. Just out of curiosity, let's see what this, the diagonal of this square measures to just about 2 inches. So I got the calculation pretty spot on. Laura says my husband is sleeping and he does all my hard quilting math, so I'm out. Okay. Remo's asking, am I going to QuiltCon? I am not planning on going unless things change between now and then. The reason that I'm deciding not to go is because of the fact that, well, my current position, because our benefits don't actually kick in until 1 year. So I actually don't have any paid time off, technically speaking. So even on the holidays, technically I'm supposed to be working. And if I'm sick, well, if it's a sick absence, then they're kind of lenient on that. But yeah, on most holidays we don't have off. Or technically, I'm not supposed to take off. I could just kind of not get paid for that day. This one is there. This one is here. And this goes on like that. Yep. Just making sure my seams nest. I will press this one out. Melina says 3 inches. Okay, so we got guesses all over the place. I think can't be sick in at QuiltCon. Hope to see you in 2026. Possibly. I know, where is it? Is it in Raleigh? No. Yeah. I know it's back on the East Coast. I'm just not quite sure exactly where it is. I'm surprised they haven't been back to California yet. Or that in recent years, I don't think they've gone to like the Pacific Northwest either. But then again, it is it is winter, so it would make sense that they wouldn't go there. Duh. Okay, let me cut all these dog ears and extra bulk off. And let's open this one. Okay, I'm gonna press these particular seams. You know, I'm a little weird, I guess, maybe, because when I sew rows together, I like to press, okay, when I sew squares like this, I'll just press the seam allowance to one side. But if I start sewing rows together, I tend to press it open. So I will do a combination of pressing to one side and pressing open. Which I know is kind of weird. Okay, so then this, and I will insert this one on here. No, wait, that's wrong. This way, yep. Good thing I checked. Well, it would have come up short anyway, but. So on a piece of scrap to take it all off. Math is not my friend. And Carissa says 2.8. I'm throwing guesses out there. Mary Jane Ellinger says 1.58. Okay. Good night, Mona. Okay. Da 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 da. There's the block. I know I got my pressing pad here somewhere. Okay, let's press this and make it all nice. Let me just finger press this middle open. Get that all worked in. And then this one. If I can get it open. There we go. And do a better job on this one here. Press this. Okay. I think we're okay with. Okay, that seam didn't stay down. That didn't stay down. Oh, that folded over. Maybe I should have actually pressed this as I was sewing it. Okay, let's have it sit under a clapper for a little bit. Switching my answer, guessing, add seam allowances, so I'm guessing 2.9142. Okay. Mary Jane Ellinger says 1.58. Kathy Klein says 1.41. Joyce says 1.75. Okay. Prayers and good wishes for you and your husband, Laura. Sup? Yes, Laura. Hopefully everything will go smoothly. I do need a seam stick. I don't know what happened to my seam stick there, Diane. Which is why I'm kind of... Oh, there it is. Which is why I was kind of struggling to get those seams pressed open. But you know what? It all worked out. So now, hopefully, I can actually... It's a little bit oversized, but not like the oversized it was before. Where's my 6.5? There we go. Well, look at that. Pretty darn good. Whoops. I think the heat got... Let me... Yeah, the heat got it. Okay. let me take that and then let me get my rotating mat. I think the steam kind of got through the mat, so. Okay, a little bit. Trimming on the sides, but I think this is the closest I've ever been after I don't know how many tries. So let's see what does this actually measure out to. Yep, it's a little short of 6.5, but I'll take it. Okay, so I think I did see one person actually got it, and that was all the way back. I forgot who it was though, so let me scroll back, scroll back, scroll back, scroll back. Let me just go all the way to the top. Okay, yeah, I do see that. Let me just make sure before I say that nobody else guessed. Okay, no, that was the beginning. So, Miss Suzanne Taylor, are you here? Still. Barb McKinley is asking, do you like the small rotating mat or is the larger one better? Barb, you know, for purposes of me trimming like next to my sewing machine, this mat, I mean, it is a 10-inch round mat and it works wonderfully for smaller units like this. So if I'm doing a bunch of half square triangles, I will take this mat out and start spinning it around and start trimming those blocks. But anytime I'm trimming down like the final size block, and if it's something like a 9-inch or 12-inch, I usually won't do it here anyway. I'll just actually take it to my cutting table and squaring it up. So this size mat or this size turntable mat works well for me. Again, I use it just to kind of trim down smaller size blocks, as well as just if I need to trim down certain types of units like half square triangles, for example. So it does work for me, but it won't work for everybody. Just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Okay, Suzanne Taylor, you got the closest guess. Actually, I do see a few other people that actually got the measurement. What I cut these squares to get a 2-inch diagonal, it was 1 7/8 of an inch. So since you got it first, you get the wonderful prize. Now it's up to you if you want to keep the prize or if you want to you can email me. Just send me your email address to treasureheartcreations@gmail.com. I made this ornament a couple lives ago, and so now it's being sent off to you. So congratulations for that. Okay. I could actually trim these dog ears off here. Okay. I think my block would have been better had I actually sewn or pressed it out as I went. I think the way I kind of pressed this particular block was not so good, so it may actually have shrunk a little bit, but yeah. Okay, guys, so yeah. I don't know if you guys had fun. I had fun just watching everybody guess, but I know that's kind of me. I think the larger ones are better by, but personal opinion. Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that, Carissa. Okay, so here's the block. Um, the example, the example in the book is very, very scrappy, but I'm just choosing it to do in these two colors. Okay. So now, if anyone wanted to actually cheat, remember there are templates. There are templates that you can download from if you have the book. That would have been one way to cheat, actually. I was considering just downloading the template and just measuring the size of the template, but I said, you know what, I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm glad I did because I kind of learned a lot from just doing that simple exercise. Now, the common thing that a lot of us know, or a lot of us experienced quilters know, is that to get a half square triangle to a certain finish size, of course you can either go 1 inch larger than what your finish size is, or do the 7/8 calculation. But when you calculate the 7/8 of an inch, it only calculates based upon the side of the square. This was a little tricky because what is the if we need a certain diagonal length, how do you calculate that? And that was the question I needed to get answered, which is why I kind of struggled through this. And eventually I just kind of did what I did to figure it out. But now that I know the answer, I'm just trying to see, does it work for all sizes? So what if I need a 3-inch diagonal? Or what if I need a 3.5-inch diagonal? Or maybe even a 6.5-inch diagonal? And I kind of figured if I can figure out the formula for this, then it might help explain how I calculate some of the side set triangles, which a lot of us do struggle with. Now I know there is a formula out there, and there are various techniques that people have put out there on YouTube, and there's all sorts of techniques into calculating it, but wanted to kind of give this one a shot and see how it fits into all of what people are saying. So yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So that is it for tonight. Again, Suzanne, send me an email with your address, or if you want to gift, or if you want me to send it to a relative or somebody, just email me their address and I will say that it's on the behalf of you. Okay. Let's see what else coming up. I am not planning on doing a live this weekend, but if all else goes well and fingers crossed that I don't get held up with some kind of project, because even tonight I have to go back to work, which is why I'm trying to hurry up and get off. I am planning on doing another live on Thursday, in which I'm going to be doing some Christmas crafts. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Oh, Jim. He was lurking in the background, you sneaky guy, you. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me here tonight. I know I probably sent your minds spinning because all the math. But I appreciate that you guys hung out with me tonight on this live. I'll stay on for a few more seconds, or maybe a minute or so, if anybody's got any last minute questions. So again, no live on Saturday, but I am planning on doing a live this coming Thursday, same time as normal, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're up and you need company while you sew, come and join me. Okay, so I see people are saying good night. Hit that thumbs up on your way up. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. Thank you for a quilting fix. Night all. Good night, Jackie. Good night, Janice. Have a great night. Eric, I still need your address. Oh, I thought I sent it. Okay, I'll get it to you, Kim. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the week, and hopefully we will see you on Saturdays, or not Saturday, Thursday. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Let's all get out there and let's all create something. Bye for now.